Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That fun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Look at.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. I can 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer 100% accuracy, guaranteed, and 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
This winter might not have been the worst one on record, but it's up there. Aside from being hard on people, it's even tougher on our homes. Hi, it's Paul W. for my friends here at Victor's Home Solutions. If the freeze-thaw cycles this winter created even the slightest crack in the shingles or sealant on your roof, you're going to have water in your home this spring when the rain hits. That's why you need to call Victor's today and schedule a free 21-point roof inspection before the rainy season. They'll go over every inch of your roof and review their findings with you. And if they do find a problem, it can usually be fixed with an inexpensive repair. But if it is time for a new roof, you could not hire a better company than Victor's. Over-the-top customer service, highly skilled crews that install a perfect roof every time. And best of all, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. So give them a call for your free roof inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS. Or online at victors.com. Victors.com.
I'm Adam Devine, Chief Fundraiser for Children's Miracle Network.
Okay, here's
fun it up.
20 seconds.
It better be fun. Have you ever wondered how our network actually works? Oh, wonder no more.
With the support of partnering businesses and individual donors, we help raise crucial funds for 170 children's hospitals across the United States and Canada. Hospitals that provide life-changing care for all kids.
Visit us online at cmn.org.
Welcome to Album in the Afternoon, debut performance on the second day of 1996.
This is an unusual guy, this Mitch Albom.
Glad to have you with us both on MSNBC and all across the nation. Kenny Brown.
The most dominant co-host in the game.
Hey, Mitch! The longest running afternoon show in Detroit radio.
The Mitch Albom Show
Starts now.
Live from Doyle's Irish Pub at St. John's Resort in Plymouth, the Paul W. Smith St. Patrick's Day celebration continues on WJR with Mitch Albom. Sponsored in part by Visit Detroit, Nika, Weingarts, Kitsch Attorneys and Counselors, Skyworks Equipment Rental, Genesis Cadillac, Estate Planning Legal Services, and by Wigley's famous Eastern Market corned beef. Here's Mitch.
Okay. And also us. Wow, that's quite a list of sponsors. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Yeah.
And we are at Doyle's Irish Pub, and we're on the second level of people drinking already. We passed the first level.
You're ascending, Mitch.
Mitch Albom, Kenny Brown, Kevin O'Neill.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. Oh, Rosie.
Rosie, and Bernie Osmilovitz. Hello, Bernie. Nice to have you on a Tuesday. Got Bernie working
a Monday.
Yeah. Bernie working a second shift here.
I got to get that social media thing.
Yeah, he's working on
the TikTok.
Well, this is the second year in a row that we've done this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And last year there was a harp here.
Yeah.
There's someone playing a harp with a harp. This year, no harp.
No harp, no band. I asked about that. The band, they didn't have the band this year.
All those sponsors, you think the harp.
Come on. Somebody would sponsor a harp.
You got to do a cappella, I guess.
You've been practicing all year to be great to play it.
I've been practicing. I can play Stairway to Heaven on a harp now. Well, anyhow, happy St. Patrick's Day. Many people do not know who St. Patrick was.
Tell us.
I believe. Well, you put me on the spot. I was going to ask you guys. I think St. Patrick brought Christianity to Ireland in the 5th century.
Yes, he was born. He was actually born in Britain. He was taken to Ireland, worked as a slave for a number of years, went back to Britain, and then went back to Ireland to.
Most people who work as slaves do not decide like, I'm going to go back to Britain.
That slave thing never works out.
Kevin, by the way, DJ'd his wedding, right?
Never works out.
And wasn't he the guy who brought the shamrock to Ireland? The shamrock's supposed to be the Holy Trinity.
It is, but that's kind of a myth. And the reason why St. Patrick's Day is today, this is the day
17th of March.
He died on the 17th. The year was 461.
That's the day he became a saint.
461?
461 he died. Yeah.
Well, if it's
Did they celebrate it in 462?
but it brought good luck to people because he played that 461 the daily 3.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have an officially Irish person here.
Oh, we had two.
Thank you.
Yeah,
One didn't make it.
Really. Well, the Jews and the Irish have always shared an affinity for cabbage.
The Irish got that from the Jews. The Jewish were the people. The Jewish people were the ones who were eating the corned beef in New York, and they passed that along to the Irish. The corned beef and cabbage is not an Irish dish at all.
It is now.
Now it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All
Well,
right, we
then
got
now
our meat
you've
now.
had your history lesson.
5 o'clock we'll be talking about the rib.
The McRib.
Now, what I want to know every year when we do a St. Patrick's Day show is will the Irish music collection be making a return visit?
I believe so.
Of course.
I believe so.
Is it here on my
Of course.
second page? There it is.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
This was how many St. Patrick's Days ago was that? Probably 25.
Yeah.
But we said we
Back
gotta
when I was known by Finnegan Brown.
we got to do something for St. Patrick's Day, and Kenny had been doing all these musical selections and everything, and so he said, "How about if I do Black Irish music?"
Sure.
And
Cousin
he called it Irish music.
Cousin Donovan.
Yeah, and as I was driving in here, in my head I was thinking, when Irish eyes are smiling, your lotto numbers hit. That's how I remember.
There you go. There you go.
So there's.
You'll be hearing it today. In the 5 hour. Everything's happening in the 5 hour.
Never heard that?
No, I was here.
And we have.
Were you really here?
I was pretty excited.
Were you paying attention? We'll also talk about the latest in the Middle East. While we keep talking about gas prices, like here's the war, here's the gas price. Here's the war, here's the gas price. Israel just goes out and just knocks out 1 liter after another. They just took, I would say, short of the guy that they just put in charge, Khomeini's son.
Right.
These are the next two most powerful people.
Oh, yeah.
They're both gone.
They're Khomeini B and C.
And nobody knows if Khomeini is even alive.
Right. We don't even know. Rumor has one leg
nobody's
and
seen
then coma.
There's a
all
rumor he went
types
to
of
Russia for us.
Yeah. But they took out the head of basically the whole military operations and defense, and the guy who was basically over the Revolutionary Guard, and they took out the next closest guy. So nobody wants.
Who wants that job?
Position.
Who wants that job now?
Yeah.
Talk about running unopposed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just an intern who's in line for the.
Wasn't that a Chaplin movie or whatever? The guy that kept making the general. Night of the General or whatever. When did the chaplain look where they kept making the guy general that just picked the guy just so he could make it? Okay, I see we don't have a movie buff around.
I know, I look old.
All right.
It was not.
All right. I see the great movie buffs here.
Duran Levine will talk to us about that. Visit from James Carville, who is partly Irish. Do you know that?
Yes, that's right. He is.
James part. Talk about Tarek Skubal and the World Baseball Classic.
They said it's bigger than the
what?
This is like a big event worldwide.
Sorry.
No, I'm just telling you what I'm hearing this from last.
Where are you hearing this?
I've been hearing it on like ESPN, all these things. How big the event tonight will be, and how big the event the World Baseball Classic has become. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
That's because they're carrying the game.
Question.
Who's carrying
Yeah,
Fox?
exactly. Who's
I
carrying
think
the game?
Fox tonight.
Question.
yeah.
How long has the World Baseball Classic been?
Like 20 years.
No,
Okay.
right? Less than 10.
No.
Less than 10 years.
Okay, I
Okay.
got it.
Nothing is that important that's been around for less than 10 years.
Also, they had 5 million people watching the other night. What the Super Bowl got? 120.
120 million.
Yeah. But this is the final tonight. You have
Yes.
to judge the
Oh,
You have to judge the
it's gonna be
numbers.
130 million tonight.
The AFC
Yeah, they'll
Championship.
go from 5
million to
to
130. You know how
130.
that
Because people only want to watch the final.
The final, that's right.
You know, I saw what's his name sitting on the bench last night, Cabrera. He's
Yeah.
like a coach or something. He was saying.
For Venezuela.
For Venezuela.
Yeah, not for America.
No.
Anyhow, this is
Do the
all
best they can.
about whether Skubal should have been playing with them more. And I've heard people say that he's un-American. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Was that his decision?
Yes.
Yeah. This is a trumped-up tournament. It's not the Olympics. It doesn't go back. I'm sorry, you can't just invent something and say, okay, we're going to call this as important as the Olympics. The Olympics go back to ancient Greece, right? Where
The real ones.
The real Olympics, yeah. They go back to ancient Greece, where they had the games and they had the marathon runner. You know, he ran the 26 miles and he died at the end. There's drama there.
They only had 20 to go.
Yeah, there's drama.
The World Baseball Classic started 20 years ago, 2006. And
It was a 6.
Nobody
the
noticed for the first
WBC
10
will
years.
likely hit 7 million viewers for tonight's game.
Wow, 7 whole
One
million.
baseball game, that's a big number.
That's 7 million just here in the United States or everywhere?
It just says 7 million viewers.
Well, 7 million worldwide is a drop in the bucket.
But if like Japan or somebody would have got in,
Oh,
it
yeah.
even bigger.
Well, I'm sure with Japan against the United States.
Okay, but the fact that the United States is in it and it's drawing 7 million should tell you everything you need to know. NCIS draws 7 million.
Yeah, but they solved the crime at the end of the hour.
Yeah.
All right, anyhow, so all of that coming up. That's the week here as well. Kevin's got a song for us. You got New Music Tuesday. All of the standard accoutrement.
Getting ready for that tournament.
And getting ready for the
NCAA
NCAA
tournament. It starts
tournament.
tonight.
Do you have which one?
Right,
It's
the
play-in tonight.
Whoever Michigan plays tonight will be it's either Howard or Elvis.
And then,
UMBC.
and then later on, Texas and NC State.
What are they up to 68 teams now?
Yep. Well, then to go to
And
six.
counting.
Yeah.
All right, let me bring you up to date on a few things in the news here. So, as you know, we being America, trying to get some other countries to join us in protecting the Straits of Hormuz. Not really having a lot of luck here. President Trump in Cut 8 here came out almost publicly asking for help from other countries. Listen.
We strongly encourage other nations whose economies depend on the Strait far more than ours. You know, we get less than 1% of our oil from the Strait, and some countries get much more. Japan gets 95%, China gets 90%. Many of the Europeans get quite a bit. South Korea gets 35%. So we want them to come and help us with the Strait.
So far,
No takers.
nobody coming. A little scratch of interest from England and France, but not warships. And I think warships is what they need. Now, I heard an interesting military strategy for this, that this can be done with like 5 phases of military strategy. Number one, they have helicopters overhead that take out any small boats that want to come and, like throw some, so you can take them out. Number two, there's this particular type of missile that doesn't cost very much, like 25 grand, and you can fire them on anybody who, it takes out anybody who's coming at you, or even mines. Number 3, they have these like minesweeper type of things that go along. Number 4, you do need some boats to kind of accompany them, but I guess they exist, and I forget what the 5th one is. But they laid this all out, and they basically said, you got to look 50 miles ahead and 100 miles behind as you go through, but these boats could be accompanied through. Now, it seems to me that, on the one hand, we look a little hat-in-handish in having to go out and saying, come on and help us now that we started this war. And you're hearing a lot of these countries say, hey, you started it, you broke it, you pay for it. On the other hand, if we were actually to devote that kind of military power to determine that boats could get through, we would basically control the oil flow for the world.
Yes.
We say, what country is that? Japan? I'm sorry.
Market over there.
We're not going to. You're on your own. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good luck.
Wade you through.
Good luck.
You just go ahead. We're not going to send one of our accompanying boats with you, but let's see if you make it. Good luck. I would zigzag, serpentine. So it seems to me they're playing a very dangerous game with sort of saying, no, we're going to just make America do this, because there's a hesitancy to use that kind of military power, but we do have it. And if we were to devote that kind of resource, we would basically be saying, all right, we're going to control the oil flow of the world now. China, you're getting 90% of your oil. Well, we're not going to let those go through. So there's a game being played here. Well, Russia's selling it, but there's a game being played now. And we're analyzing it from one perspective, which is what we do. But you got to see that the world has to be looking at this too. And I'm sure they're a little nervous, like, well, we don't want to help, but we don't want to let them get full control of this. And I read today, perhaps you saw it too, the New York Times blasting, it's a sort of editorial about how Trump doesn't know what he's doing and he doesn't have a plan. And the first 4 or 5 paragraphs are, this is what he does, and he keeps proving that he's totally incompetent for the presidency by just doing stuff like this and going out there without a plan and without any kind of knowledge of what's going next. Then in the 5th paragraph, having said that, there are some positives that could come from this. Right. And then they spent the next 5 paragraphs showing how this could lead to this and this could lead to that and they were all sort of pretty important things like nuclear disarmament and a whole change of a lineup in the Middle East and all that. So even the New York Times has to admit, like, yeah, if he did it the traditional way, he wouldn't have done it this way. But then if he was a traditionalist, he probably wouldn't have done it at all, because that's what previous presidents just said, well, why? We've got to consider this, we've got to consider this, we've got to consider this. And he's one of these guys that just says, just put your foot on the gas and let's go, and then we'll see when we get up there.
Make it work. Make it work.
And so now he sort of forced the hand, well, now it's already happened. That's what happened. And even the New York Times, who is, of course, looking for any reason to say this is a total failure, had to admit by the 5th paragraph that there were many good things that could come out of this, including taking down Iran, which has been a threat to the world forever.
And they show clips of Trump for the last 20 years.
Yeah, well, that's the new thing. Is like he's been saying this all along. Yes, and a lot of people have asked, well, why do we care? We export more oil than we import. Right. You heard him say in that clip, we go like 1% that comes from the Strait of Hormuz. But the way world markets are oriented and the way they work, you cannot pull yourself out and just say, well, just America. Because American oil is, we don't want to get in the weeds of it, but the crude oil goes one place and then it gets refined in another place and then it comes through a pipeline to another place. And so it's all interconnected. And you can't pluck yourself out and say, well, we don't need it. If that were the case, then the people who were getting Russian oil would have said, well, we'll just buy Russian oil and that'll be the end of it. But it's all interconnected with one another. So that's why our gas prices are going up. But I'm going to repeat what I said yesterday. When Americans are dying and risking their lives, it's not right even if you have a problem with this war, even if you have a problem with the president, it's not right to talk about gas prices as if that is the determination as to whether we should be in a war or not. We are. Like it or not, we are. And our young men and women are risking their lives. And to say, well, yeah, but I had to pay 40 cents a gallon more for gas. It's insulting. It's insulting.
Where are the ships though that can't come through that strait now?
They're backed up.
Like the Jobby Nooner, they just sit down at the
Jobby Nooner.
They're at the toll booth trying to get through.
It's like the Jobby Nooner.
They're like all those cowboys in blazing saddles are waiting for a load of dimes. It's 760 WJ.
With an elegant drop, she was grateful enough, and all the trailer winds roll. She had 23 masts, and she stood several blasts, and the Irish album.
WJR traffic and weather first.
About a new roof, make a smart choice. Weather Seal Home Improvements. Right now, if you replace your roof, you'll get a $500 gas card. Beautiful.
What are you looking up your account?
$100 gas card? Yeah, that's a good deal. Schedule today at Weather Seal Home Improvements.
All right.
Look at this logo on I-94 East between Livernois and Connor Street. We do have that red clock.
Okay. Okay. And have Ed from the studio do it on the microphone a bit, not on the phone. You logged in yet? I don't see it. Make sure you get the right
today for a free consultation.
Call 800-780-3599. 800-780-3599. 800-780-3599.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Probate is bad. It takes time, it costs money, and everything becomes public record. The best way to avoid probate is with a revocable living trust. A revocable living trust keeps you in control. Who receives your assets, what they receive, and when they receive it. My friends at Estate Planning Legal Services have been serving Metro Detroit for over 25 years, and they make it simple. Call Estate Planning Legal Services for your free consultation today at 248-435-0400 or go to EPLSPC.com.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right. Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes. Delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
WJR.
Fox News, I'm Tom Graham. Iran resuming strikes on the United Arab Emirates, the latest attack causing flight delays and cancellations in the region. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson is in Dubai.
Early this morning, the airspace was closed, canceled flights, diverted others. Flights have resumed, albeit on a reduced schedule.
Meantime, Israel says it killed 2 senior Iranian officials in overnight strikes. Senate leaders just passing a test vote on the so-called Save America Act. It would require proof of U.S. citizenship to register to vote.
The GOP may lack the votes despite the president's demand. But as always, it's about the math. Democrats know the GOP faces a challenging path, but expect Republicans to keep the Senate in session for days and make a show of trying to pass the bill.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
Closed in both directions between Drake Road and Farmington Road due to a broken water main. Please avoid that until further notice. Authorities are still unsure as to when this will reopen. We'll let you know. I-275 southbound between 8 Mile and M14 looking a bit sluggish. We've got an accident blocking your right shoulder on I-75 southbound after 11 Mile. Expect delays on I-94 eastbound between Livernois and Gratiot, and lots of brake lights on the northbound Southfield Freeway between Ford Road and Plymouth Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Cloudy afternoon, highs in the upper 20s. Some clouds for tonight. Might get some snow showers throughout the overnight. A low of 19. Overcast for tomorrow. Warmer, though, a high of 36. Right now, mostly cloudy, 27 degrees. I'm Rich Bluzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by the Hartford Auto Insurance. Wait until you hear this. You could save hundreds by switching to AARP Auto Insurance from the Hartford. Visit trusthartford.com. The Hartford, your protection is our passion. The Hartford Insurance Group Inc. pays royalty fees to AARP for the use of its intellectual property. AARP and its affiliates are not insurers. Savings vary.
Buddy's Pizza, the official pizza of NCAA tournament coverage on WJR. Buddy's iconic squares and crispy, crunchy corners have made memories in the Motor City since 1946. Celebrate 80 years of the original Detroit-style pizza at your local Buddy's today.
Paul W. Smith delivers powerful interviews, real-time insight, and the sharp commentary listeners count on. Paul is smart, fast, and always ahead of the curve. Focus, noon till 2 on 760 WJR. Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
Life is beautiful and fragile. We fall. We get tired. And sometimes we get sick. But with Corewell Health, we are also strong. We fight disease. We battle cancer. We come together. We come back. We push forward. When the body breaks, we break through. Corewell Health. We can.
Have an authentic Irish experience this St. Patrick's Day with Wiggly's famous Eastern Market corned beef. Located in the heart of Eastern Market, Wiggly's corned beef has been a Detroit tradition since 1924. Call 888-WIGGLYS today or visit Wrigley's.com.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement savings to stock market risk? There are strategies you can use to keep your money safe.
Come back to 45.
Join us for Money Talks with Joseph Uplager, Saturdays at 5 p.m. right here on WJR 760.
Transition hits the break. From Knoxville. Plant driving right. Long for Bruce. Two-hand slam. 6 on the run. And the into the foul line. Jumper up and it rattles in at the buzzer.
Don't miss any of this year's action on the road to the Final Four with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the men's NCAA tournament.
Sponsored by Tryon. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
Go tell Mitch his guess is on. Ryan.
It's a sea of green at Doyle's Irish Pub on WJR. And the annual Paul W. Smith St. Patrick's Day celebration carries on with Mitch Albom, sponsored in part by Visit Detroit, Nika Weingarts, Kitsch Attorneys and Counselors, Skyworks Equipment Rental, Dennis's Cadillac, Estate Planning Legal Services, and by Wiggly's famous Eastern Market corned beef. Once again, here's Mitch.
All right, back here at Doyle's Irish Pub. Happy St. Patty's Day and the Smith St. Patrick's Day tradition, which was a continuation of the J.P. McCarthy St. Patrick's Day tradition, which was a continuation of Barney the Dinosaur's tradition. And I don't know what it was before, J.P. No, it's word.
That's it.
Okay. We will continue with the festivities here, but keeping up with the news, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that Israel has taken out 2 more top Iranians, the security chief and the head of the Basij militia, who are very, very high ranking in Iran. Boom, gone. Doron Levin, who has covered Israel extensively, written for the Free Press, written for the Wall Street Journal, born in Israel, has been there recently, on the line with us to talk about this. Doron, always good to talk to you. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me, Mitch. Yes, it's quite a development, but it's another chapter in this ongoing military conflict between among the United States, Israel, and Iran, and really all the Gulf states too. It's hard to keep track of everything that's happening because there's a lot happening.
Well, when Iran bombs the UAE and bombs Iraq, and these are fellow Arab countries, fellow Muslim countries. What is that message does that send for the long run? Not just the short term of this war, but the fact that, okay, when the going got tough, they started bombing their supposed brothers.
Yeah, it really looks like a desperation tactic. And the question becomes, after you've decapitated the top leadership of the country, and now you're in the process of forcibly opening the Straits of Hormuz, which is what the president is trying to do now to make sure that the shipping lanes stay open. This is a critical move as well. The question becomes, how much more military wherewithal does Iran have left? The reports suggest that the missiles are running out, the launchers are running out, their actual military capability is running low, and they're starting to see scattered reports of soldiers leaving their posts, people deserting, people defecting. The idea would be if we could get a new regime, and that's really, I think, what everybody wants to see is a different regime in Iran, a peaceful regime, one that doesn't use a nuclear weapon to sort of hold the world hostage.
Who was Ali Larijani? What kind of power did he have?
Some said that he was even more consequential than the Ayatollah, that he was in charge of their entire security apparatus, that he had purview over the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps and the so-called Basij, which is like this internal secret police that's meant to repress the population and prevent the population from rebelling. So he was quite consequential. I actually read his Wikipedia entry before I got on the radio just to see what he was like, and he was something of a genius. I mean, a really, really very smart person with high university degrees in mathematics, philosophy, but of course quite evil from our perspective.
At what point, Doron, does it become counterproductive, if it does, to keep taking out top people? Is there a point at which it's not helping matters because there's nobody to negotiate with if you do want to kind of come to some kind of settlement, or you're just turning things over to the interns, who are going to end up running the country, or, and they do have, uranium and nuclear capabilities, and they still have weapons. I don't know if it's always to just kill as many as you possibly can, or is there a stop point?
Mitch, these calculations are beyond me. I don't think that I think that they are running out of weapons from everything that I read. One of the important things is that they find and are able to remove the enriched uranium fuel that's in Iran right now. It's very, very important that fuel is taken outside of Iran so that it will remove forever, or at least for the foreseeable future that they will remove their ability to create a nuclear weapon.
And I agree with you 100%, but there's no way you do that from the air. You can't get a buster bomb to go down there. You've got to send people in. Is all of this sort of like, pounding to the ribs of a boxer? You just keep going and going until he's weakened, and then you come across with the knockout blow so that they weaken all the defenses there, and then you send in an elite unit, whatever, exactly where the stuff is, and go and basically get that uranium out.
Well, to continue your metaphor, I don't think you want to signal your punches, but we've seen in the last 24 hours films of expeditionary forces from the U.S. Marines headed in that direction. It wouldn't surprise me if that's part of what their mission might end up being, is for a larger force to go in with heavy earth-moving equipment and military once the place is decapitated to get that nuclear material out of Iran.
If they get that nuclear material out somehow, basically, doesn't that change the whole equation here? Couldn't everybody just walk away and say, "Go ahead and take care of it yourself now"? You don't scare us anymore, and we don't need to be bothering with you.
Well, I wish it was that uncomplicated, but there are other complications as well, such as the fact that so much of the world's oil goes through the Straits of Hormuz, and it doesn't take really too much to stop them. They need basically a few speedboats and some sea mines, and they can really close off the world's energy supplies for places like India and Japan, especially India and Japan and China. And by holding up 20% of the world's oil supply, you're really driving up prices everywhere and putting tremendous pressure on the world economy. So it's a very very complicated situation, and it goes far beyond the question of nuclear materials as well.
Jerome, before we let you go, I want to bring things closer to home. The terrorist event, and I call it that, last week at Temple, Israel, in West Bloomfield, a place that you and I have spent many time and done a lot of different things and appearances and things like that. I read today in a story that's already on page 13 now, no longer front page, that it's going to be closed. The building's going to be closed for some time. And all the things have to be reorganized. I mean, this is the aftermath of one of these attacks, that schools and events and bar mitzvahs and religious services and all the rest of that stuff all have to be farmed out and shipped out now for the foreseeable future as they try to rebuild and still going through what are probably still an FBI active crime scene.
Well, what happened, Mitch, was when this fire broke out and this truck was involved, the sprinkler system went off throughout the building. And I don't know if it went off in 100% of the building, but it went off in a lot of the buildings. So there's tremendous smoke damage and there's tremendous water damage. And so they're in the building now trying to determine how long it's going to take to fix. And it's going to take some time. I mean, we're talking about months and months and months, maybe a year. From everything I've heard, nobody can say for sure, but I think everybody in the community feels wonderful that nobody was hurt. Yeah. And other than that, one security guard, a very heroic security guard who ended up getting a broken leg. Not a single child was hurt. Not a drop of blood was spilled except that of the attacker. And we're a tight community. We have lots of resources. We have lots of creative people. We have other institutions. There's the JCC. There are other synagogues. We're going to figure it out. We have to figure it out, and we will. And if this is the price that we have to pay in order to not have a casualty or a death there, God forbid, it's a small price to pay.
But it is a price, and people should be made aware of it, and it shouldn't just fade from the headlines here, after one day. People should know what this has done. So
this is a disgrace and a shame to this community and this country.
And I do not want to hear about how this guy's he lost members of his family in Lebanon, as if that's an equal story to the terror that he did. And it was a front page story. It was a top of the page story in the New York Times. It's not an equivalence. And I don't know why. Maybe you can explain to me. I read in national publications and reputable like CNN that this guy's brother was in Hezbollah. I have not read that here in the Detroit media. Is there a reason for that?
Well, first of all, the source of that information was the IDF, and I can tell you, nobody made that up in the IDF. If they said that his brother was a commander in the Hezbollah, then he was. And the likelihood would be that he probably had other Hezbollah connections. And this is a terrorist organization. This is a terrorist organization that's trying to destroy Israel. And if it had a chance, it would destroy the United States. It already has the blood of many American servicemen on its hands. This is the organization that is responsible for the bombing and that took the lives of more than 200 service personnel.
So why has this not been a story here in Detroit?
Because it doesn't fit the narrative, you see. Because Israel, if you want to make Israel the villain, as the mainstream press tends to do, CNN and the New York Times and the others, then this doesn't fit the narrative. So this gets pushed aside because it doesn't fit.
Shame on anybody who makes that kind of decision.
Well, some of us have been aware of this kind of bias for a long time, Mitch, and don't put up with it. Don't spend a lot of time worrying about what CNN thinks or what the New York Times thinks. I've been there. I've inspected it. I've seen for myself what's happened, and I have better sources for my information.
Our guest here. Thank you. Always appreciate it.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Mitch. Bye.
760 WJR.
Don't you wish you could be?
All right, every week we take a look at the minutes after last week. It's all best of the week. Here it is.
Ragnar's gone. Taylor Decker is gone.
That's a lot of beef you got.
That's a lot of holes. And
NFL's a young man's game.
Ooh, somebody turn his mic off, please.
Young man's game. Everybody you just said is 32, 33 years old.
I understand that, but I'd love to see who you're going to put in.
A young man.
No, I get that. I get all that.
We're after Common, 54 years old today.
Everybody is.
What's
I gotta look his name up.
It's like Leon. Is it Leon?
Nobody got that.
No.
I think it's Raul Castro.
Common is 54. Everybody is.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
That's funny.
His brother's name Complex.
You choose Adam. Kenny on the board, man.
Yes.
I will use your outgoing voicemail as different celebrity voices. When I do that at nightclubs, your son-in-law hates you. But with your audience, they just want nice, polite, no cursing, and it always ends up being,
"Hi, this is Al Pacino. You've reached Mitch's voicemail. God bless."
You notice how Iran got themselves some new submarines? They started out as warships, but now they're submarines at the bottom of the sea. And we're also going low-tech in this war as well.
Low-tech.
Yeah, we're going to have a Special Forces commando team go in and put sugar in all their gas tanks.
These New Jersey Girl Scouts, they set up the cookie booth outside a cannabis dispensary.
He's ready.
Brilliant. Now, I don't need to tell you, the sales were record-setting, for crying out loud.
Open the water ice shop right out there.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Now you're doing it.
Thought my Powerball would make me.
Right after this.
Ball was 21 and now another 20. Not red, not glad, feel bad, so sad. It's still Friday the 13th. Oh yeah. Reach for my phone, I fall. It turned out it's a robocall. I'll shoot Friday the 13th. Yeah, we don't need it.
All right.
Leaf is gone. That just leaves us branch and root and tree and some saplings, man.
Okay.
Boiling water for nobody. I feel bad for all you guys out there that got to boil water for 2 days or whatever. That's another thing too. When you get it back on, It's contaminated, so you got to boil your water.
So how do you have to then?
Yeah. Oh, that is?
Yeah, unless you want to drink hot water.
No, you can just drink it boiling.
Hot water and lemon, please. I'm like everybody in West Bloomfield.
I'm going to take a pee, but I want hot water.
You're going to miss Alex Anzalone. The Lions are going to miss Alex Anzalone.
We're looking for a shout out for
Sometimes and the other kids.
Well,
10 seconds.
I thought it was coming. Yeah, come on.
saying hello to
It's
the
my
album.
Mondays with Mitch. That's one thing. I almost didn't sign because of that.
I talked it over with my family.
I was thinking Mitch or the 17.8 million. Let me see. Well, it's close. Oh, okay, 17.8 million. I'll take it.
Did they hear that in their speak? Did they hear that in their headphones? Always agree. Yeah.
Oh, well. It looks like Jimmy Carville is calling in here, or joining us actually on the program. Hello there, Jimmy Carville.
Well, look at him. Another journalist at a pub at 4 in the afternoon. There's a shocker. Bet you never seen that before.
Well, we're actually here for St. Patty's Day.
Oh, bet you never heard that before.
Well, you're here too.
I gotta be. I'm part Irish, you know.
Wait a minute, aren't you the Raging Cajun?
Affirmative. I rage against the cage. Look at him. Before Louisiana, I had to come from somewhere, and that somewhere is Carville Island.
Carville Island?
Not island, island. The land of the shamrocks, land of the leprechauns, land of the political system that settles their arguments the old-fashioned way.
How's that?
By blowing each other up.
That's actually insensitive to the Irish.
Oh, insensitive. How do you think the people got blowed up feel? I'll tell you how. They feel like crap. Kind of like Trump voters who realize they got hoodwinked.
And how many Trump voters feel like they got hoodwinked?
Way more than you know, fella. I got a feeling now, and you can call it a hunch, you can call it an inclination, you could call it an itch. I can't scratch, and you don't want to scratch.
Yeah.
Call it what you want, but
Yeah.
I got a feeling this Iran war gonna blow up on old Donald's face louder than a hot air balloon exploding in a closet. You feel me now?
In what way would that happen?
Look away. He don't know what he's doing. He don't know who he's bombing. He can't pronounce the names of a single person he's executing. I mean, he couldn't find Iran on a map unless it was a map of golf courses. And he thinks the war's over when the napalm ain't even hit the ground yet, brother.
Well, you've never been a fan of Trump.
I ain't been a fan. I ain't been a friend. I ain't been a lackey. I ain't been an ass kisser. I don't care if he closes down every company I own.
How many companies do you own?
None. So I don't care. You feel me? Now, on St. Patty's Day, since how he was a saint and all, we should all join in a prayer. You feel me? Well, a prayer is
always a good thing.
Yeah. So hold hands. Everybody hold hands now. Shut your eyes and repeat after me. Please, Heavenly Father, deliver us from this nincompoop. In your name we pray, and happy St. Patty's Day. Amen.
I'm not going to join you with that.
It don't matter. God heard me. He always hear me.
Why do you say that?
You ever see my wife?
Yes.
You ever see my face?
Yes.
Told you. God listens.
Well, happy St. Patty's Day.
It will be if they drown out Fox News with a flood of green beer.
Jimmy Carville, who apparently is born Irish. You're on 760 WJR.
WJR traffic and weather first.
We still have that wreck on I-75 southbound after 11 Mile. It's blocking the right shoulder. It's a slow go on 75 northbound between Holbrook Street and 8 Mile. Construction slowing you down on M14 westbound between I-275 and Sheldon Road. That's blocking your two right lanes. We also have road work blocking your left lane on the Lodge southbound between Glendale, Webb Street, and lots of brake lights on the northbound Southfield Freeway between Ford Road and Plymouth Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Cloudy this afternoon, highs in the upper 20s. Some clouds for tonight as well. Snow showers possible after midnight. A low of 19. Overcast for tomorrow. Warmer with a high of 36. Right now, mostly cloudy. 26 degrees. I'm Rich Luzinski, WJR Traffic and Weather.
Sponsored by Femininio Law. GetDavidGetPaid.com. Traffic and weather is sponsored by Femininio Law. Get David, get paid.
Only Femininio Law has the accident response team, crisis counselors, medical experts, forensic specialists who lock down the evidence before it disappears. When you're hurt, you need action. Call 855-5 or visit GetDavidGetPaid.com.
WJR invites you to boot, scoot, and boogie with country music icons Brooks and Dunn in concert when they bring their Neon Moon tour to Pine Out Music Theater September 24th with special guests David Lee Murphy and Willow Avalon. You could win tickets from us. Text keyword boogie to 800-859-0957. Sponsored by Live Nation. Tickets available for purchase at Ticketmaster.
Take it to the top.
Clark Construction Company is one of the premier construction managers in Michigan for K-12 education. They assist districts with bond planning, facility assessments, and bond campaigns. They manage the construction to help districts fulfill their promise to their community till the school doors open on time for fall, all while keeping students and staff's safety top of mind. Clark's breadth of capabilities ensures that they can meet their clients' needs every time on every front. Details at clarkcc.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex saline from Vic.
Sinex saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Yummy! Need more balloons.
On it! Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday. Let's do this Monday. ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not any disease.
This St. Patrick's Day, the real luck is waiting at Genesis Cadillac. Celebrating with offers that'll make everyone breathe envy. Right now, get 2.9% APR for 60 months plus rebates up to $2,000 on select new Cadillac models. Looking for pre-owned? Shop one of the area's largest selections of certified pre-owned Cadillacs. Visit our 9 Mile Road in St. Clair Shores or shop online today at genesiscadillac.com. Then, drive home to your own pot of gold. Genesis Cadillac. Your luck starts here.
Part of people that says, if I ever make it, really big, I'm going to pay back the people who insulted me when I was younger. Right? Well, this kind of happened. Michael B. Jordan, the actor, at the Oscars, when a woman from high school came up to try to interview him. Cut 29. Listen to this.
Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Thank you, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. You did not hear me say I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here.
So he wasn't so happy to see her because she used to make fun of him. But then on a radio show the next day, Cut 28, she said this.
To be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshots. We lived in Newark. Yeah. That's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him, like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshots? And now look at it.
Should have been nice. That's a lesson. It's 760 WJR on St. Patrick's Day.
Have an authentic Irish experience this St. Patrick's Day with Wiggly's famous Eastern Market corned beef. Located in the heart of Eastern Market, Wiggly's corned beef has been a Detroit tradition since 1924.
People watching.
888 Wiggly's today or visit Wiggly's.com.
Make your splash at the Backyard Pool and Spa Show, March 20th through the 22nd at the 5 Credit Union Showplace, formerly known as the Suburban Collection Showplace. Shop the best selection and biggest savings on the newest hot tubs, swim spas, pools, and accessories.
From the Golden Tower of the Fisher Building, this is 760 WJR. This is the great voice of the Great Lakes. WJR AM and WDVD HD2, Detroit.
I wasn't feeling good this morning.
It's up to the commander-in-chief. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That bottom line from the U.S. intelligence chief after a senior intel official resigned over the fighting with Iran. Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House.
The director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, says President Trump is responsible for determining what is and is not an imminent threat, but sidestepped whether she offered a view about Iran before U.S. and Israeli airstrikes were launched. In a social media post, Gabbard says her office is responsible for helping to coordinate and integrate all intelligence to provide the president with the best information available to inform his decision. Her statement comes following the abrupt resignation of Joe Kent, who led the National Counterterrorism Center. Kent says Iran posed no imminent threat and the war was started due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby.
The White House calling it insulting and laughable to suggest the president based his decision on the influence of others, even foreign countries. Just getting word of more rocket and drone attacks targeting a U.S. diplomatic facility near the Baghdad International Airport and the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, with Reuters reporting an explosion heard near the compound. No immediate reports of casualties. A suspect is dead after a shooting at a VA clinic in Jasper, Georgia.
Police Chief Matt Dawkins said when officers got to the scene, it was not long before the suspected gunman was found.
The individual was confronted by responding officers and was subsequently shot during the encounter.
Chief Dawkins said that suspect is dead. A wounded victim was also found and airlifted to a hospital. During the incident, several people had to shelter from the gunfire. Jimmy Mooney was one of them.
We heard the gunshot from the outside of the officers because they were around the building and we were in the back.
There were no other injuries. An investigation into what led to the shooting continues.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Jasper is about 60 miles north of Atlanta. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Sponsored by Mary Grove Awnings. 48 hours. You could be sitting in the shade this week. Mary Grove, motorized, no credit, built in Detroit for over 90 years. Book your free appointment now at marygrove.com or by calling 1-800-44-AWNINGS. Some midday road work on M14 westbound between I-275 and Sheldon Road. We do have an accident on the southbound Southfield Freeway before Michigan Avenue. That's causing stop-go traffic from Warren Avenue. Look out for a wreck blocking your left lane on the Lodge northbound at West Grand Boulevard. You're slow from I-94 there. That's also blocking your right shoulder. Keep in mind, 14 Mile Road closed in both directions between Drake Road and Farmington Road due to a broken water main. Please avoid until further notice. Authorities are still unsure as to when that will reopen. We'll let you know for sure. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Cloudy afternoon, highs in the upper 20s, some clouds for tonight. Snow showers expected, more so after midnight, a low of 19. Overcast for tomorrow, warmer with a high of 36. Right now, mostly cloudy, 27 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultrafine mist that's no mess and easy.
Tell me some. Just tell me, and I'll just.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Oh,
Hello, it's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers, like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed, and 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve. TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer, file fearlessly.
The best electrical contractors, period. The National Electrical Contractors Association of Southeastern Michigan member contractors are the best in the business, providing electrical and telecommunication services throughout the region for commercial, public, industrial, and residential projects. NECA contractors have been powering and connecting Southeastern Michigan for over 100 years, and they're proud supporters of the communities where they work and live. Put their experience and expertise to work for you. Find a NECA contractor at smcneca.org. Your child's education is the foundation for tomorrow's leaders. Listen Sundays at 3 p.m. for School Talks, hosted by Dr. Robert Livernoy, sponsored by Must Construction Careers. Learn more at mustcareers.org.
Live from Doyle's Irish Pub at St. John's Resort in Plymouth, the Paul W. Smith St. Patrick's Day celebration continues on WJR. With Mitch Albom, sponsored in part by Visit Detroit, Nika, Wine Guards, Fitch Attorneys and Counselors, Skyworks Equipment Rental, Genesis Cadillac, Estate Planning Legal Services, and by Wigley's famous Eastern Market corned beef. Here's Mitch.
Mitch.
All right, back here from Doyle's Irish Pub at St. John's Resort in Plymouth. It is hopping.
But when does,
We're on the second floor.
When does
These people had to climb to drink.
When does St. Patty's Day actually begin, Mitch? I mean, maybe I was kept a drinker. No, but I mean, it's all day event. But when is actually the heavy part of
When the bars open in the morning.
Yes. Yeah. But is it morning better
or
than
when the
afternoon?
church is open? Whoever opens first.
But they'll be drinking all night.
Probably. But not in Ireland. They don't do that in Ireland. They go to church. They go to mass, then they go to dinner, and then they pretty much go home.
So nobody's getting drunk in Ireland?
Not really. No, it's not a big part.
Where's all the other 364 days?
That's on my bucket list. You've been to Ireland, right?
I've been
That's
out
the
lots
last
of
place
times.
I want to
In fact,
go.
I'm doing an Irish radio show tomorrow morning.
Really?
Why?
Really?
Wait, hold on. Why?
Well, believe it or not, I'm a very
Irish.
popular author in Ireland.
That's great. That's the one between Faith and Megora.
Well, I remember when I went to Ireland the first time, I'd had a couple books out. Maybe it was my third one, and I went there, and I got interviewed by this big Irish newspaper. And the woman said, she was asking me all these detailed questions about this book and that book. And I said, I'm sorry, but how do you know so much about my books? She goes, oh, everyone knows a Mitch Albom book.
That's great.
And
I love that.
and that's when I found out like I had a massive following in Ireland, not in England. In England, I'm like too soft or sentimental. But in Ireland,
this wasn't though.
not five. They love it. Even though none of them are Irish.
So what time is the interview?
8:45.
And then what time is that in Ireland?
5 hours.
They're 5 hours.
5 hours a difference.
So I'm glad you told me that, so I don't say something stupid about St. Patrick's Day. Like, I guess you guys all have hangovers.
No, they can celebrate, but they don't get stinking drunk.
Leave that to us.
Not everybody stinks when they're drunk.
There you go.
Hello, Ed.
Hello, Mitch.
Okay, let's get to the news. Here's Kevin O'Neill.
Thank you, man. Earlier today, the head of the U.S. National Counterterrorism Center called it quits, saying he cannot, in good conscience, support the effort in Iran. Joe Kent is the first Trump administration official to resign over the conflict. Kent claims that Iran posed no intimate threat or imminent threat, and that our action against Iran was taken due to pressure from Israel. Yeah, he was appointed. Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to quit before they strike, though? Why? I'm a little late, aren't you? You're supposed to quit. Well, I'm not a part of this. I'm walking out.
I saw Trump's reaction.
Yes.
Do we have that? He's
Yeah.
a bad person. No, actually,
He called him a nice guy.
He said he was a nice guy, but he didn't know him. And just disappointed. Yeah, he disappointed. Right. Got 39 here.
Here we go. Well, I read his statement. I always thought he was a nice guy, but I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security. I didn't know him well, but I thought he seemed like a pretty nice guy. But when I read his statement, I realized that it's a good thing that he's out, because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was. The question is whether or not they wanted to do something about it.
Okay, in fairness, he didn't say Iran was not a threat. He said Iran was not an imminent threat.
Right. Or intimate.
But I mean, I love the head of counterterrorism is a guy that he doesn't know very well.
He's not that
He's not very good. He's weak on security.
But I thought he was a nice guy.
He had a nice head of hair.
Well, you may not have to wait in that long airport line. That's if your airport shuts down. That could happen, according to TSA Administrator Adam Stahl. He says that the smaller airports, of course, would be the ones at risk. And that could happen sooner than later now that TSA officers have missed their first full paycheck.
Did you see that? Was it Atlanta? A third of the TSA people who didn't show up? Can you imagine that in Atlanta? Those lines are already a mile long.
All of them there.
Yeah, with all of them there.
They gave out a warning. They said come 5 hours.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
5 hours. I don't know any.
It's not only that. It's not only 5 hours. Airports are not elastic. They don't stretch to make room for people. So when you go into an airport and get online to the TSA, at some point you run out of, like it happens here at Metro. When things get crazier, get backed up, there's no place to stand in line. You were literally outside, standing outside, and then you don't know if the line snakes or if it winds around. Because airports are, like I say, they're finite places. So when you get backed up 5 hours, it's not just 5 hours. It's like, where do the people go?
Or just show up at the Delta Club.
Well, you can't get into the Delta clubs anymore. That's the second longest line at an airport after TSA.
Yeah, I was always worried when I went about the Delta Club to me was out the parking lot.
Well, Amazon.
Rich problems.
Amazon prides itself on fast delivery. Now that delivery can be even faster. Customers in more than 2,000 cities can now order delivery of over 90,000 items in just 3 hours. $5 for Prime members, $15 for non-members. 1 hour delivery is also being offered in some places. That's $10 Prime and $20 for non. There you go.
Is this for everything?
Pretty much. I mean, thousands of items. They
So
sell.
if you're a Prime member, you get a surcharge to get a fast.
Yeah, you still have to. Yeah, you still
Just
gotta
don't pay as much as the great unwashed.
That's right. Well, the Oscars are out, and so are the Razzies. Ice Cube's War of the Worlds dominated the 46th annual awards ceremony. It took home the dishonors for Worst Picture, Worst Actor, and assorted other categories. Worst Actress went to Rebel Wilson in Bride Hard. Not familiar with that movie. Not familiar with that movie.
Take
up a Die Hard.
They don't even send that in the video store anymore. Where did they get that one from? That's the one coming to the brown paper bag.
You're really cracking yourself up, aren't you, Rosie?
Has he been drinking?
It's always good when you laugh the hardest at your own joke.
We'll all love it in regardless.
Well, Hosier is 36 today. Stormy Daniels, 47. Rob Lowe is 62. Kurt Russell, 75.
If you see Stormy Daniels, see anything with her recently, you will not recognize her from the time when she went to trial for the Trump thing. That's all I'm saying.
Negative or positive?
No. She's unrecognizable.
Because
She's okay. Can I say it?
Yeah.
She must have gained 100 pounds.
Oh, really?
And remember, it's the pressure of that against the whole thing. Unrecognizable.
Pressure eating.
Unrecognizable.
Oh, and one more. John Sebastian, 82 today.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, John. Look at you. Happy birthday.
A couple white BG's, McDaniel, Sebastian guy. You know, I hope you.
Just jump there with that welcome back.
That wasn't that funny.
Very nice. It's 760 WJR.
Alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back crocodiles and some chimpanzees.
He's working at him right now.
I just can't see no Album.
Our inner circle sponsor for the hour is Green Shield Deck Builders. Today, Green Shield Deck Builders is Michigan's #1 deck builder. The class lasts forever because the wooden sawdust free, so they naturally repel water. They prevent decay damage. They'll mimic the natural texture of wood, so you get all the beauty of traditional decking with the added benefits of low maintenance and lifetime transferable warranty. That holds the railing, the labour, framing. All of them are built with stylish color options, and they keep their cool heat block technology. So don't wait. The weather will come up. I know that's hard to believe this week. Go to greenshielddeckbuilders.com and get first in line to have that deck built by scheduling your free deck design. greenshielddeckbuilders.com or 616-682-7428. Green Shield Deck Builders, never stain your deck again. We're going to talk a little bit about the World Baseball Classic here. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Say that again. Okay, we're going to talk about the World Baseball Classic in a minute. But first, Kevin O'Neill has a particularly Irish song.
We do, Mitch. Thank you. It is an all-inclusive holiday, all nationalities. So Dan hit it, all right? It is a day for everyone to celebrate at Doyle's in Plymouth. Whiskey, yeah. Butter up scone. Whether you're a Molly, Ollie, no one else is home, and you ain't gonna be alone. Double 4 miles. That's the magical address where we are. First, that darn orange bedroom. Yes, because we're going to the party. Someone called the cantor. You may wonder why. He's from County Clare, singing Tora, Laura, Danny Boy, D-A-N-I. Vendors lying all morning. That's his name all day today. He said, hey, I want to stand be a party to your party. Everyone to the party. You're going to have to sit and watch. And he's partly Irish, but he leaned forward toward the Scotch. Let's not to do your river dance. I'm showing their red face now, trying to stash a Guinness in their pants. Everyone's Irish. Yeah. Say hello to Ken McBrown. And though Miss Green is here in town, because she's coming to the party. Yeah, I'm going to the party. That's what we're doing. From the party. Yeah. Party.
Miss Green.
Miss Green.
Well, for one day.
You didn't know it, does this World Baseball Classic. So, just so we get this straight, you know, is it tonight?
Tonight.
The game is
Yes.
in the United States. And they're talking about, oh, this is such a massive thing, and how could Tarek School have not committed to pitching the whole thing? And he's anti-American, and he's only interested in his money, and he's, and I just want to say, calm down. Just everybody calm down. It's the World Baseball Classic. It was invented, okay, when it was invented in 2006. And I'm sorry, but anything that started in 2006, unless it's, say, Detroit, can't be classic by 2026. All right? But say Detroit started in 2006 and worked every day from that day forward. The World Baseball Classic had its first one in 2006, didn't have another one until 2009, then didn't have another one for another 4 years. Meanwhile, there was another baseball classic and the Olympics in the baseball. And there were all kinds of international baseball competitions that went on until basically the middle of last decade, when they said, all right, we'll just make this the WBC thing and we'll just make this the one. And nobody cared. And I will prove it to you. Who won the last one?
No idea.
No idea. You're just guessing.
I'm just guessing.
You're guessing.
Always guess Dominican Republic.
I don't know. Why are you asking me? My point is, nobody knows. You remember who won the Super Bowl last year? You remember, who was in it? You don't remember who won the World Baseball Classic. So I'm not disparaging it that it doesn't belong. It's fine. It's great. It's a nice competition. They're going to have 7 million people watch. The Super Bowl has 120 million plus. Okay, and I don't think that counts around the world. I think the Oscars had 1 billion people watching around the world. So let's not pretend that this thing is World War whatever. It's a competition, and if Tarek Skubal wanted to play one game in it and that was it, that's his prerogative. This is not.
But why is he going to sit on the bench here? That's what I don't get. If you go finish with him, be done with him. He's drafted Miami and.
He's already there.
He's a Florida.
He's part of the team. So it's just a board. He's sitting there. He doesn't want to, throw his arm out or whatever. It's not like refusing military service when you are the last person on earth who could defend America.
Miami is asked to be the permanent host.
Is that right? Well, sure. Look at all the hotel rooms they're selling. That's good. It's good for whatever city gets.
You don't find it ironic that Venezuela tonight, they already took over the country basically, and now this is their chance for redemption.
I think that's what the manager says. I just want to make the people what that means. I'm dumb, but I really get that.
Yeah, he better be careful.
Yeah.
Trouble can't get a manager.
He wants to get to the end of the game.
Trouble in Casey Stable or something.
But you'll see ice surrounding that stadium today.
All right. Coming up, Ken Brown's Irish.
Big time.
Classic Irish.
Big time.
Classic Irish album.
I can see the crowd is right now.
I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I do think it is worth noting that Jasmine Crockett, who never misses an opportunity to speak out on something, particularly if she's being critical of anything Republican, just found out that one of her top security people has been impersonating a cop for years, had multiple identities, was wanted on all kinds of criminal offenses, and just got killed in a shootout with the police. This was one of her main security people. And when I read that, I said, okay, how do you explain that? She basically said that this proves that there's we need better vetting. It's like, oh, hang on a second. This is not happening to everyone. This just happened to you. This is not a curse that is plaguing all of the Congress people or all the senators. It's just you. So when you guys say, oh, we've got a problem, we Congress people need to vet better. No, you need to vet better. You literally had somebody who was wanted on it. He had 5 different names.
Where is she from? Shouldn't have hit it when you're paying them $3.50 an hour.
Okay. She's out, though, right? She's
But she had to give up her other seat, right? So she's done with that too. She's out there hanging.
Getting hypnotized with the steering. She can't stay around.
All right, more to come here from Doyle's Irish Pub right here in Plymouth. It's 760 WJ.
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly. She leaned her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying, Album!
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
These songs are great. WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, with the expertise and skill of NECA contractors to work on your commercial, industrial, or public electrical construction project. NECA members like Williams Electrical and Telecommunications, powering Michigan's future, project after project, on time and on budget. Learn more at smcneca.org. A logo on I-94 eastbound between Livernois and Gratiot. Look out for a wreck on I-75 southbound at 4th Street. That's blocking your right shoulder. You're slow from Dearborn Street. You also have some debris there in the center lane. Steer clear of an accident on the southbound Southfield Freeway as well at Michigan Avenue. That's blocking your right shoulder. You're slow from Warren Avenue. And we still have that crash on the Lodge northbound West Grand Boulevard. That's causing stop and go from I-94. Now WJR weather first from the west. Clouds for tonight. Might get a snow shower. A low of 19. Overcast for tomorrow. Warmer though, a high of 36. Right now, mostly cloudy, 25 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This recording is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sport? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Whether you're starting an office, industrial, public sector, or healthcare real estate project, you're going to have questions.
How should we approach construction?
Are we getting the best real estate advice? Lots of questions. At Plant Moran Real Point, our multidisciplinary team of real estate experts have decades of experience successfully guiding Michigan's largest real estate projects from concept to completion. Here's our point. To find the commercial real estate answers and guidance you need to succeed, let Plant Moran Real Point point the way. Learn more at pmrealpoint.com.
Hennion and Walsh is made for people like you. People who value speaking to the right people at the right time. That's why we answer the phone ourselves, to understand you and help you invest for the life you want, because you've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh, and a human connection. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
What if you could unlock over $1 million in personal and business credit? That's exactly what Ray Reynolds can do for you. I'm talking about protecting your family and building your business with $100,000 in personal or business cash credit. And Ray can help you rebuild your credit score to 750. Ray Reynolds isn't just any expert. He helped the security chief of TRW that became Experian, one of the most trusted credit bureaus. If you're looking to get your finances on track, Ray is the man you should call for a 750 credit score. Call Ray at 800-427-5991. 800-427-5991. Join his live webinars and attend his weekly workshops to learn the insider strategies for hitting your personal and business goals. Ready for a 750 credit score and your first $100,000 in credit? Call Ray Reynolds now at 800-427-5991. That's 800-427-5991.
I worked in bonus points for correct games based on the round.
All right, we're back here at the Royals Irish Pub here in Plymouth, celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Kevin, was there a lot of pressure on you being Irish, growing up, teenager, college days? Got to go out and get drunk on St. Patty's Day.
Oh, yeah, and as much as I fought. I had to take,
and you succumbed.
Had to take one for the team.
You had to take one.
Yeah.
To this day, is there one lotto day that you want to share?
Well, there was actually probably 1972. It was a guy by the name of Dave McCarthy knocked on my dorm at 7 o'clock in the morning. And he had a Guinness in hand, and so I started the day with a Guinness, and that was 7 a.m. And I ended up singing on stage. I just like bits and pieces. I remember I got into a car with a bunch of people, and I had no idea who they were. And I ended up at an Irish Sweeney's bar in South Bend, Indiana, and I got up on stage and I was singing and I can't remember how.
It kind of sounds like a regular day.
I don't know. And some guy, a friend of mine, John Bull, was playing the banjo, and I was making up other lyrics to Irish songs. And that was just like a whole.
The fact that you remember it was 1972.
Yeah, it was 72. Yeah.
Never heard a good story come out with a banjo. They're waiting for the first one.
All right, back with more, including Kenny's classic Irish.
Stay tuned.
Right after this.
March is your lucky month at the Nerve and Disc Institute in Farmington, Clinton Township, Grand Blanc, and Bad Axe. Hi, it's Paul W. Smith. Thousands of people, like my wife Kim and I, feel extremely lucky that our chronic back, neck, and knee pain are gone, thanks to our lucky charm, Dr. Saul Kogan. His non-surgical, non-invasive intradisc neutrosis and knee restore RX treatments stimulate the body's self-repair healing process. If you have spinal stenosis, herniated, bulging, or degenerative discs, sciatica pain or numbness, tingling or burning in your hands, arms, or legs, you're in luck. When you mention WJR in March, you'll get a consultation, examination, X-ray, or MRI review, and a laser treatment for just $49 for your first visit at the Nerve and Disc Institute. Your luck is about to change for the better. Call 586-416-DISC. That's 586-416-3472. Call now.
Flagship radio for the Michigan State Spartans. 760 WJR. Custom built for Detroit. 760 WJR.
News. I'm Tom Regani. The Save America Act, which would require proof of citizenship to register and photo ID to vote, has cleared a hurdle in the Senate, opening the bill up to debate. Fox's Bill Malugins on Capitol Hill.
It passed 51 to 48, largely along party lines. Most Republicans voted yes. There was one GOP no vote. That was Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, and every Democratic senator voted against it.
The bill is unlikely to get the 60 votes needed to end a filibuster. President Trump is calling on NATO allies to help get ships through the Strait of Hormuz in order to ease oil prices. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in Dubai reports on tanker activity.
While traffic through the strait has slowed to a trickle, 15 vessels did transit the Strait of Hormuz, according to marine traffic. And India says 2 of its tankers made it out after a deal was cut and it sent destroyer escorts.
America's listening to Fox News.
Oh, yeah.
WJR traffic and weather first.
Sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. Thinking about a new roof? Make the smart choice with Weather Seal Home Improvements. Right now, when you replace your roof, you'll get a $500 gas card, a beautiful new roof for your home, plus $500 in gas. Yeah, that's a good deal. Schedule today at weathersealhomeimprovements.net. We've got an accident on I-75 southbound at 4th Street that's blocking your right shoulder. You're slow from Dearborn Street. We've got some debris in your center lane there. Steer clear of that. Southbound Southfield Freeway at Michigan Avenue. Another wreck blocking your right shoulder. Traffic is stopped from Warren Avenue. And the Lodge northbound at West Grand Boulevard. Still have that accident slowing you down from I-94. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Some clouds for tonight. We might get a snow shower. A low of 19. Overcast for tomorrow. Warmer with a high of 36. Right now, mostly cloudy, 25 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
In a town built on grit, there's one voice that cuts through the noise. Afternoons, Michigan turns to Ryan Ermani. Fearless, unfiltered, and impossible to ignore. It's JR Afternoon 2 till 4 on 760 WJR.
Want a great way to boost your brand? Custom labels at Staples will help packages pop, shipments stand out, and takeout boxes really take off. Shop now through April 18th and save 30% on all custom labels. Staples, that was easy.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve, but recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger.
Okay. Hey, Mitch. Dan wants to record the close. He's ready for the close. Will you stop that?
I don't think. Yeah. We have to thank anybody.
All right, well, that's going to wrap things up here from Doyle's Irish Pub.
Yeah.
Well, the sports wrap will take it over from here. We had a lot of fun here. Thanks to everybody for making this possible. Thanks to Ray for handling all the engineering. And for Ann for being a great audience.
Stellar. It was stellar.
And green shield deck builders. Look at that design.
Hi, Ed.
Hi, Ed. Kevin, on behalf of all of us, happy St. Patty's Day.
Thank you so
Kevin
much.
O'Neill.
Can't think of a better way to celebrate than with you.
Oh, I
To everybody else out there. We'll see you tomorrow between 4 and 6. Until then, with Kenny Brown, this is Mitch Albom saying, we got to go.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify.
Hey, Mitch.
Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer, file fearlessly.
Never miss the Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose?
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose of Deets. The top of mind topics
like
and
eyeballs
stories.
in a mouth. Because America keeps building, innovating, and growing.
But at a depth and breadth that only Kevin Dietz can conceive.
Love doesn't have to be built on these grand gestures.
It's can't miss radio.
You can't fake that kind of leadership Verlander is going to be able to bring to Scooball.
Kevin's own unique take on news and entertainment that will get you talking all day.
Social media should not get a pass just because it's digital.
And into tomorrow. The Daily Dose of Dietz. First thing out of the gate on All Talk with Kevin Dietz. Weekdays at 9 on WJR.
This is for
It's a sea of green at Doyle's Irish Pub on WJR. And the annual Paul W. Smith St. Patrick's Day celebration carries on with Mitch Albom. Sponsored in part by Visit Detroit, Nika, Wine Gardens, Kitsch Attorneys and Counselors, Skyworks Equipment Rental, Genesis Cadillac, Estate Planning Legal Services, and by Wiggly's famous Eastern Market corned beef. Once again, here's Mitch.
Get some of that Eastern Market corned beef right now with little cabbage.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Mustard.
All right, Kenny Brown, we have waited long enough. This is at least 20 plus years ago that we started this tradition.
A couple
Maybe
years when I
longer.
was on my remote, we couldn't do it, but I brought it back. And like I said, it started back in the 90s where I just felt that I found out I did one of those need 23 things and found out I had a little Irish in me.
I think it's 23 and me now.
Well, no, back then it was
me
23.
23 is how someone who's just learning English tells you their age.
Me and 23, it was the bootleg version.
Mongo like Chevrolet Park.
23 and me is $50.
Mongo just pawned it. Game of life.
23 and me is $50.
23.
Me and 23 is $6.95. So
Bingo.
So I found out that I had Irish blood in me.
Yes.
Researched it. I had to put it to music, and I felt it because I'm part Black Irishman myself. This is how it went.
What up, me lad? I'm Seamus Jackson, and I'm here to tell you about a great album, Shade Daddy's Blyrish Party Mix. Got to have the proper tune for St. Patty's, you dig? Try this one out for size. When Blyrish eyes are smiling, my lotto numbers hit Blyrish style. You know what I'm saying?
Wild Shaniqua and Laquita and Keisha.
Good old Oh, Seamus Jackson knows how to throw a party. Try kicking out this tune at your gig. Oh, it's the biggest cup that you have ever seen. My father, he was OJ, and brother, was he me. Here's the classic.
Oh, Danny boy, the pike, oh, weed's legal now, smoke legally.
A green cognac and sing this.
What am I in? I can't get my money from BL.
Ah, the luck of the blind.
He wore green napkins and a mustard suit. Versace purse that was full of loot.
Say, man, won't you let me borrow that Irish party album?
No, my brother. You have to get your own. Any Blirish in the house? Order now.
Why don't we play that every day?
I'm gonna have to get back in the studio. I'm just a little singing. I know Kevin's got it going on.
Well, who's stopping you?
It's called actual.
That's why it's still called KBCD Productions.
Production studios in Hawk.
I'll tell you what business. We're going to talk to Tom Izzo in just a couple minutes. I'll tell you what business you should get in.
So,
you should get into the Live Nation business.
Oh.
I just read a piece on this that just astonished me. Now, Live Nation, the Trump administration was taking them on with the Department of Justice for an antitrust thing because they basically own everything. They own everything having to do with content, everything. And then in some kind of turnaround that nobody knows, very mysterious, they dropped the suit. They basically settled with it. And nobody can figure out what happened except somebody must have paid off somebody. Now, you can say, well, why do I care about that? Let me tell you why you care about it. If you are ever planning to go see a concert, Live Nation basically owns every element of it. It's the reason that they were charging $5,000 for Bruce Springsteen tickets, VIP packages at Beyonce concerts for $550, parking for $250 for some of these things, because they have all of it. There's a piece in, I think this might have been the Times, where a former guy who worked for Rolling Stone, writes this: it's hard to overstate how thoroughly Live Nation controls the live music business and how directly that control hurts fans. Let's say, now listen to this, you were one of the thousands of people who went to see Megan Thee Stallion's most recent show in Charlotte, North Carolina. Some fees went to Ticketmaster, which Live Nation owns.
Right.
Some of the purchase price went to the venue called PNC Music Pavilion, which is operated by Live Nation. Some of the money went to the tours promoted Live Nation. Another slice went to Megan and her team, which includes her managers, who work for a firm co-owned by, you guessed it, Live Nation. If that is not monopoly antitrust, I don't know what is. And for some reason, they dropped their case against it. So next time you go to a concert, anybody comes and says, why is it so expensive? There's your answer.
Here it is. Blame it, Megan.
All right. Speaking of green, the Spartans wear green, right? Green and white. And they'll be shuffling off the Buffalo, and they may already be there. Tom Izzo, coach of the Spartans, as they get ready to start the NCAA tournament. On the line with us right now. Hello, Tom. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Hey, thanks, Mitch. Yeah, it's kind of forget about St. Patty's Day because it's always during the NCAA, but it's a fun time.
Yeah. And don't let your players go near any bars today. Okay.
I got them in quarantine here.
So is your message to the team at this time of year, whether they had a great season, great tournament, or whether they're coming off some kind of disappointment or whatever, do you basically have a standard speech that says nothing else matters at this point? There is no history. There's only 6 games that are in front of us.
No question. I've done some crazy things. I mean, I remember getting beat in the first round with a really, really good team of the Big Ten tournament, and I remember taking a sledgehammer and one of those VHSs, and I smashed it before the meeting, before the hearing. I just said, "That's over, man. We're moving forward." But that's one time a year I can do that. You know, normally I don't do it much, but I do believe that first of all, we've played good enough in stretches. We've played good enough for a lot of stretches. We just gotta, realize that in the tournament you gotta defend every night. You don't defend, it's hard to win consistently, and to win a couple games a weekend, that's what you got to do. So we got to get that back, and we'll be ready to go.
Got to win the weekend. That's everybody's philosophy in the NCAA tournament. I would like to know, however, and how if you felt this way, that when you were watching the selection show and you saw the Eastern bracket, and you said, "Oh my God, let's hope we're not in that thing," and then they put you right in the middle of that thing, which everybody says is by far the most loaded bracket. What do they have against you guys?
Hey, you know what, Mitch? I swear to God to you, I didn't look at it that way. I'm beyond that part in my career. I'm the anybody, any place, anytime guy. So, I look at it and. I said we're in Buffalo, we're in the Midwest, we don't have time changes. I mean, I know we got a tough route to get there, but, we've beaten Duke twice when they were the overall #1 seed to move on to a Final Four. So we got to win a lot of games to get there, and I don't know if they'll get there the way this bracket is. But, no, I'm just looking at it like we got to play North Dakota State. If we win, it's going to be South Florida or Louisville, and if you win the weekend, you get to play another weekend.
Right. Don't look past that. Yeah. Well, it's good to hear. You're almost full throttle voice. You won't be by the time the weekend is over. But Bernie Smilovich is here with us. He's got one question for you before we let you go.
Coach, I watched that UCLA game, and I noticed your opposing coach wore a suit, and you wore your warm-ups. What's coming this week?
Oh, he's a LA. He's a Hollywood guy. I'm a youper. So I just kind of wear my youper outfit. But Mick, plus he yells more than I do. So I don't know, man. That tie can strangle a guy.
Does he surprise you with that?
No, he wears it every day. He's got a passion. I don't think Mick's married, so he's probably still looking for a wife.
Makes all the sense in the world now.
Now we get it. Now we know why it took us so long to get married. We weren't wearing ties.
Hey, Mitch, I'll tell you something. I'm laying around yesterday, and I watched, and I don't know if it's recent or not, but I saw the 60 Minutes, and I think your wife, down in, was it Haiti? I mean, that was unbelievable. So I told my wife, boy, hats off, look at this. And, we all do some dirty things, but I think you've taken it to another level. And I just want to say incredible respect and appreciation for what you did. And it was a tear-jerking, but really good deal they did on that. So,
that just ran on Sunday night. Yeah, I appreciate that. And now you know why I'm not at practices anymore.
Yeah,
I'm down there.
Yeah, you know what? You're better off there. Let me tell you. You can get what you want to know in practice. I'll tell you what we did in practice.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, wishing you a lot of luck.
Good luck, Tom. Good luck.
I'm pretty sure we'll be talking.
Hey, thanks, guys.
We'll be talking
Have
to
a
you
good
next
St.
week.
Patrick's Day, and keep up the good work.
Happy St. Patty's. It's 760 WJR.
It was all in fun. A little bit of track down on Main Street was just me.
So they're all done on there.
Oh, well. That looks like
Good to the top.
Jimmy Carville is calling in here, or joining us actually on the program. Hello there, Jimmy Carville.
Well, looky here. Another journalist at a pub at 4 in the afternoon. There's a shot.
Listen to him come in.
Bet you never seen that before.
Well, we're actually here for St. Patty's Day.
Oh, bet you never heard that before.
Well, you're here too.
I gotta be. I'm part Irish, you know.
You would show up anyways.
Wait a minute, aren't you the Raging Cajun?
Affirmative. I rage against the cage. Look at him. Before Louisiana, I had to come from somewhere, and that somewhere is Carville Island.
Carville Island?